Welcome to Season 3 of John McGivern's Main Streets.
Yeah. You need to take a nap.
The Main Streets podcast takes you behind the scenes of this popular TV program. To watch the show, check your local PBS listings or stream for free on the PBS video app, Roku, Apple TV, smart TVs, and everywhere you stream video. As we explore great communities across the Midwest on the show each week, you can come here to get the inside scoop from hosts John and Emmy and the Main Streets producer and director Lois Maurer. Listen in as they recount some of their favorite memories from the locations and the interesting stories that you won't find anywhere else. We've got a lot to share with you from Season 3. John McGivern's Main Streets, produced by Plum Media in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hey, Lois. Hey, Emmy.
Hi, John.
Michigan City, Indiana. So this was our fourth episode?
Well, really, remember we piggybacked it. So
Oh,
this
we
was
did.
the continuous.
Oh, that's right.
You did you do this in season 1?
We did a lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
and then
we swore we'd never do it again.
But
and
we
then
just,
you did
and then
it
here
again.
we did it again. Yeah.
And have you been to Michigan City, Indiana before?
We got really close when we did the Indiana Dunes. Do you remember
Right,
that from season
right.
1? We got very close. And every time, when we were in the Dunes, people asked all the time, are you going to go to Michigan City? And I was like, no, I'm saving it. Well, this is what we saved it for season
Right.
3, so we could cover it on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And there was stuff in there that should have been saved, I believe.
Right. There's a lot to do in Michigan City.
Yeah. And just the beach. Isn't the beach, so the fact that we're on the same lake, like we're on Lake Michigan in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but the lake on the other, the beach on the other side of that lake is so different than what we have
Yeah, they get
here.
all of the sand and
They
we get
do.
all of the rocks.
Yeah.
We have bluffs that are on the lake and they have beautiful sand beaches.
And nobody, I mean, granted, we were there to shoot some of our parts in the morning, but you were just like, where's all the people?
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think, though, we were early and that was intentional because we had to schedule those in the morning because
we were
once
at the beach at
fills,
8:30.
That's
yeah,
true.
there's parking issues. There's
Right.
I've got gear that has to be lugged, and it's like we have to go early, and so we did.
And that's when, of course, they were, it's almost like a Zamboni for the sand, right?
Do you remember that? Right.
We couldn't escape that guy.
Right after I was teasing how, at least
right.
there's not going to be a lawnmower, ha ha ha. We turned around the corner and
There was
kidding,
a sand sifter.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Oh, and it was so windy. Do you remember in Michigan City how windy it was?
Yes.
Along
yes.
the lake. Gail was, our audio woman was not happy with that. She keeps taping down your microphones and stopping you, remember? She's like, wait, I can hear the wind. It's like, no kidding, it's a monsoon, Gail.
Yeah.
The main street of Michigan City was so worth it, though.
Really
Wasn't
pretty.
it? That's where we did the shops. So we did
Unsalted No Sharks. That
Unsalted
was,
No Sharks.
That's such
She
a
was
cute name, isn't it?
fun, and she
Yeah.
put a trademark on that. So Unsalted No Sharks means lake life.
Right,
So
inland freshwater lakes, right.
and she trademarked that, so she sells it to lakes all over the country. She
Genius.
puts the lake name on the back, or
Mm-hmm.
on the front, and on the back she puts Unsalted No Sharks.
Love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too.
She had a good idea.
She had a good. She was great. Her shop was adorable.
Absolutely perfect. It's a really cute shop.
So, t-shirts, long sleeve, short sleeve, crew neck sweatshirts. You should pick a shirt.
Okay.
Grab, what size are you?
It's really none of your business, Linda.
Love this. I like
This
what you're
is
wearing.
it. There you go.
Yeah.
It's got the shark on the back.
Oh, it's so good.
You look like you're ready to hit the courts.
When
Yeah.
we did the site survey, Emily Annunziata, who is the content producer for this one, Emily and I walked in there, and she was just so bubbly and friendly and real, and I was like, that's the kind of story I want. She chose Michigan City. She and her husband were in Chicago. They could have went anywhere, and she chose this particular community, and isn't she a good representative of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and has really made it her own and her family's, and she's part of that sense. Like when I think of Michigan City now, I kind of think of her.
So I have a question. When you and the producer go down for the site survey, you don't always meet the person you're going to interview at a business. Like I'm guessing you, so I mean, you guys walk in and you don't know who Tom from the Kaleidoscope guy is going to be like, or this woman.
Yeah.
And you just hope
No.
they're going to be good on camera.
But we do have some insight because, you know, the research into these episodes isn't quite as organic as just show up and look.
Right.
We do research first, and we talk to people in the community through the Visitors Bureau or through the city itself, and somebody knows somebody who knows somebody, or, oh, well, if you don't cover this restaurant, then you're really out of the loop, you know, kind of thing. So when we go for the site survey, sometimes people are with us, like from the Visitors Bureau, and they will introduce us then to owners. Make no promises on a site survey, ever. We go and we choose what we, you know, we kind of meet people, and then we make our decisions after that. And for that very reason, I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want to go in there and go, oh, this shop is absolutely adorable. And then you find out, well, you know, the owner is, you know, not going to be comfortable on camera. Well, then I'm not going to make them uncomfortable and choose it.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
I would. But that's just me.
No, John, those that are called
See what you're made of.
Then it's like, well, do you want to tell this story instead? Because the owner really doesn't want to. So.
Sure, I'll tell it. Yeah.
Yeah, so Unsalted No Sharks was really good.
And then we went from there to a consignment shop, and
Yeah, right
I'm
on the
all
corner.
about a good
Oh, I
consignment shop.
missed a consignment shop.
Renew
Yes.
consignment.
Oh, it was so good, too.
Was there good clothes?
Clothes, not so much. Jewelry, good jewelry, good accessories, nice purses and bags and furniture and lamps, and she had it going. She had it going on.
Fun.
It was fun. Yeah, I loved that, and that was on Main Street.
Yeah, yeah. And then right up from Main Street was something that I was fascinated by because I have not been to a community like this. This is called Beach Walk Community, and it is an entire area of homes that were built, it looks like by one developer, right? He said, the person
Yeah.
we talked to said it was modeled after Seaside. Is that in Florida?
I think California.
California?
Or is it?
Sounds like New Jersey or something.
It
Doesn't
sounds
it?
like, well, all I can
One of
tell
those.
you, one of those. This is, my research was
Maybe it's
extensive.
Florida. Now
It
that I
sounded
think
like
about
there was
it.
a community
Yeah.
in Florida that this was modeled after, and every house is different, and yet they all look like they go together. It's eclectic. All the houses are painted different colors.
Right on the beach. It looks like a beachside community in Florida or California.
And you really can't drive around it so much. There's golf carts everywhere. And people rent these places for a minimum of a week, I think.
Yeah.
And then they get in their golf carts and they drive down to the beach and they drive around.
So I don't think many of them are owner occupied full time. I think most of them are beach
think so,
cottage
too.
rentals for the summer.
Oh,
Yeah.
it sounds lovely.
And there's a whole community center there where there was tennis courts and soccer and a pool, like, you know, if you don't want to go down to the beach. So family living at its best, I think.
I'm in.
You would love it.
Can we do that?
Who?
Well, whoever wants to come.
Your family? Have fun.
we stay in hotels. We don't bunk up together in an Airbnb.
Or spend a week with kids. Okay.
Right.
Just saying.
Right. And lots of dogs. Kids
Oh
and dogs.
my Lord, it's a nightmare. Can't do it. Nope.
I remember sifting sand out of my pants for days because one of my stand-ups was at the beach talking about the sand dunes, and
Windy.
I got a wild hair up my butt, or Lois asked me to, and I said sure.
I said,
to
will you
slide
slide
And I was
down.
sliding down. Well, you
Down
know,
the
we
dune?
needed a few takes.
In a hose.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
Take
fun.
care of
though.
all that.
That was fun. Sand can go a lot of places.
You volunteered.
I did. I did. What we'll do for good television on this show.
But you do. You end up taking that sand out of your shoes for days, don't you?
Yes.
You're like, I thought I got it all out. And then you stop, and then you're like, my feet feel sandy again.
Yes.
It's everywhere because
Yeah.
it's the finest little sand.
Beautiful sand.
That is the sand they made the ball jars out of, the mason
That's
ball
right.
jars. Do you remember?
Yes.
Because when they fired it, it's blue. It turned that glass blue. It's the only place in the world.
Why ball? What
That's
was?
the name of the
That's
company
the
that
name of the
owned it.
jar.
The ball mason
Yeah.
jars.
I thought we were back to the sand.
No, we shifted gears.
You did not slide down. Because you would have said no. I'm lucky I got you to walk on the dunes.
I got those blue jars that we used
Oh, I have one. I still have one of yours.
I got them from the cutest lady in Waukesha and off of Facebook Marketplace. And I like so badly wanted to tell her that they were going to be used for a television show. But, you know, she was like, I'm really glad these are just going to a really good home. And I just
Well, you know what I did with it? I filled it up with sand from that beach for you. So you'll have it with the sand.
Oh.
look at that.
Yeah, wasn't that nice? I just have to remember to give it to you.
Is it here?
I don't know.
Do you want to do the ceremony now?
It's at her house in her windowsill, and she does not.
With a little
she does
daisy in
not
it.
plan on giving it.
No, I do. I swear I did that.
That's so nice. Yeah.
But that beach stand-up was also part of the Mount Baldy thing. Do you remember that? Because we could not fly around Mount Baldy. It
Right.
is it's a state park or a national park or something. So we
Yes.
could not fly the drone there.
Right.
So I wanted to try to go up the beach and fly towards it, but the wind was so bad that we were not able to fly towards Mount Baldy. But you remember its deal? What's the deal with Mount Baldy?
Well, I have no idea.
Was it the parking lot eating the sand, or the sand eating the parking lot?
Right. It's moving, right?
Yes, and it
dune-
moves like a
Mount Baldy
Yes.
from the parking lot.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
we
yeah,
stood
yeah.
in the parking lot because you can't even see the edge of the parking lot anymore because the sand dune is literally marching
There's
forward.
fewer and
and we
fewer
were like,
parking
should
spots
we
every
leave
year.
now?
Oh yes. Remember the crew that was trimming trees, and
So
we were
nice,
like,
and-
oh man.
Could you stop, please?
Are you
And
getting
they
a
did.
theme this season? How
Right.
many times have we stopped people to ask if would we just have 5 minutes?
Could you stop
We'll be
working?
in and out.
Because we have to. Yeah.
That was an Emmy get this year. She went marching down there. Excuse me.
You know, if you just walk out to people and you smile, I feel like, what are you gonna do?
You.
If John walked up to him and said, "Could you stop that, please?"
They're like, Grandpa, go home. Time for a nap. Geriatric, is that your word today?
That was last week's word. The other really cool thing here that I liked maybe the best was the Washington Park Zoo. Do you remember doing that stand-up?
Oh, we all climbed to the. Well, wait. We all went through the zoo.
Yeah.
Oh, and you
we
climbed the tower.
But we all had a pretty long walk up to the tower.
Because it's built like, I think it's built on top of a sand dune.
Yeah, that
actually.
was cool.
Yeah.
That was very cool. Do you remember the peacock?
Yeah, there was a big white one too. Remember that?
Yes.
I was
An
freaking out
albino
over it.
peacock,
I never saw an albino.
Albino peacock.
right?
Yeah.
Wrong.
Were you there? Do you remember this at all?
I remember it. Do I remember it? We walked to the top of the dune, and then she walked to the top of the tower. Remember?
I played Rapunzel for 10 minutes.
Yes, you did.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That was also the place that we made up the stand-up about the band shell.
Oh, because it was right across the street.
Oh, that was
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when those like moments of like, all right, what are we gonna do? We're gonna kind of go off script. We're gonna do something different. I feel like an investigative reporter. It's like, what can I find on the Google
Yeah.
to
On the Google.
make this
Obviously,
episode so
yeah.
fun?
Right.
That's not how I do it. I walk down the street and go, "Hey, John, look at that. Let's talk about that."
No, that was cute. It was like, gosh, it was like one of the oldest municipal bands in Michigan,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
You and I sat down and canoodled.
And do you remember
You
right?
did, wait a minute. You did what?
Canoodle.
I didn't tape that part, did I?
Do you know canoodling means? That's not communicating.
Snuggling.
Canoodling.
I thought canoodling is like you sit down, like I'm gonna rub on your knee and like.
Why would you want to rub on your knee?
I just meant. Remember, you put us right next to each
Canoodling my knee.
other. Again,
Wow.
if you think
Were
Main
you
Street
homeschooled?
can't educate you, think again.
You just insulted like 20% of
No,
our
I don't
audience.
mean. Look at Tammy. If she's a homeschool girl, that's good. But was she? Have you? It's so good.
Oh man.
It had a very lovely vibe there in Michigan City. I thought so. The lighthouse was so great.
The lighthouse.
And
it
it
was
had
the
one
first.
of my favorite stories.
It was the first female light keeper, right?
I don't know if she was the first,
Not the first.
but it was certainly rare that you'd have and she was there for decades.
Yes.
Decades
Did she
and
have a
decades.
family there?
She had a friend.
She had a friend there?
Yeah.
Hello.
They were not canoodling.
Yes, they were.
No,
canoodling.
they were not.
Oh, come on. Her and her friend. I had an Aunt Agnes who had a friend, quote unquote, whose name was Hilda, and she rode a Harley Davidson. Think about it. Come on. Canoodling now, use the word.
All right. Insert canoodle here.
So anyway, Michigan City. So would you go back? Of course. Would you rent
Oh, yeah.
one of those houses?
yeah,
You would
the
do
beach
that.
walk.
For sure.
In Seaside.
Yes.
It's in Beach Walk.
Beach walk.
Beach walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would. It was so kind of.
You had me at
next
tennis
to
courts.
everything. You had me at golf cart.
Yes.
Yeah. And I left when I heard about the kids and the pets that came along.
John loves seeing my 3 children in the lobby. He's like,
I
oh,
do.
here we
Your kids are sweet. Your kids are sweet.
The food in this episode was at a place called Fiddlehead.
Which was my favorite thing of the whole episode.
Was it?
It was a really great guy and his partner who moved there and started this restaurant 12 years ago, I believe it was. And he wanted us to taste his family recipe pierogies.
Yeah.
And they were I made them, we cooked them, we ate them, and we celebrated this guy and his successful restaurant right on that beautiful Main Street.
Yeah.
So fill me in. What is a pierogi?
It's a meat and vegetable filled pocket, again.
Like a Popeye?
But smaller.
Okay.
And they're delicious and they're deep fried quick. You can either fry them up in butter on the stove, you can deep fry them, you can bake them.
I remember him talking about his grandmother's recipe, right? Wasn't
Right.
that his
Oh,
grandma's
that's
recipe?
cool.
And that his family would get together and they would make dozens and dozens of these pierogies in one sitting. And now he's continued that tradition with the people who work for him because he sells so many pierogies at this restaurant as appetizers.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I was there. Good storytelling. It's like you've done this before.
Well, thank you, Emmy.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, would you like to hear another one?
Yes, I would.
But first, we need to thank our Lana Mangold from Madison, who follows us on on social media, and we thank Lana and. We're
Lana,
coming
we're
to
coming
Madison.
to Madison.
We're
I was
coming to
just gonna
Madison.
say, we're coming to
We
Madison
should
at the end of the
give
season.
Lana a quick hello, shouldn't we?
Yes, very good.
Good. Thanks, you guys. It was good talking.
Michigan City.
Next week, we'll talk again, okay?
We will.
Okay. Are you still talking, Emmy?
I'm just not going to say goodbye.
See you later. Want to wear something that's going to support your favorite show? Shop at Main Street Store. Proceeds go to help us get next season into production, so come on, go shopping at mainstreets.tv.